Alright, so it's 9 o'clock Sunday night. Car's almost back together. Almost have my truck back. So I want to do a quick video. What you're looking at are two 3/4 inch Schedule 80 nipples. At least the one on the right I know for sure is a quality Spears Schedule 80 nipple. The one on the left is Imitator 1. So the deal is, occasionally, I don't always have time with my suppliers. We might, generally try to buy, if I have to buy fittings from anybody, I try to buy them from Ace Hardware. If I can't buy them from a normal supplier or a commercial house, supply house, I'll buy them from Ace Hardware or Lowe's, because they're going to be Charlotte, or they're going to be Lasco, and they're not going to be Dura or Nibco, generally. So when we hang like valves or anything else, we generally work with toe nipples. Spears wise, you can order them, you have to special order them as machine. These are, at least the one on the right is machine nipple, so this is a Schedule 80 pipe stock that they chuck up and they actually cut a thread on it. And so it's actually the threads are cut onto the pipe, it's not cast. For example, if we looked at this, this is a 3/4 mil adapter, and I don't know how I did that, but if you look right there on top, there is a cast mark. And generally that cast mark, I don't know, I couldn't see it on thread, so this might not be a good example. And I don't have an injection molded machine nipple, or excuse me, that was an oxymoron, injection molded nipple. But generally, this molding mark will travel all the way through the thread, make a slight imperfection. And also, if you're using a 3/4 inch nipple and you're cutting it off using a toe nipple, gluing another fitting onto it, the OD of an injection molded nipple is not the same as true, like a 3/4 inch machine nipple that was, made from 3/4 pipe, where it will accept another fitting onto it. So let me get that out of my way. So anyway, so what happened was, I was at probably the Home Depot or something, and I'm down the sprinkler aisle, because I don't know, I'm always pass through seeing what they're trying to sell and just seeing if they've, if there's anything sometimes if I'm in a pinch. But I saw these nipples and I thought, oh cool, they have, 3/4 inch or Schedule 80, they look really good. Okay, the problem is, if I bring you to this one, those are really short threads. And if I grab my known 3/4 inch toe nipple, or what was it, nipple, you can see the difference in threads. And it also looks like the slight discoloration or color difference between the Home Depot nipple on the left and the nipple on the right. Now the danger to me is the nipple on the left will bottom out in where you're putting it into before it tightens up. This one will bottom out, but it will leave, if I get my finger up there, it will leave some threads showing. You generally, as a rule of thumb, you don't bottom a fitting out into another fitting unless it's solvent weld. If it was threaded, since they're taper thread, you put pipe dope or tape on it, and then you tighten it. Eventually it stops because it's tight, it's a wedge. You're sealing the thread, that's how you're making a connection. So I was buying them. Here's even a part number, good old made in China for outdoor use only. So I bought a couple of these, and first of all, I know I'm like, okay, I really don't want to put these under anything constant pressure and put our reputation on it that something's going to fail to go back and fix it. So I had this in a 3/4 inch DV valve, and I'm tightening it down, and all of a sudden it spins free. And you can see that for some reason this is a softer plastic and it's stripped. It elongated itself. I can grab my other friend here. So you can see the difference there. You can see how much those threads actually stretched when I was trying to put this together. And on that same note, so, I guess what I was trying to get at is quality of fittings what you're buying. I should have known better to do that. And the other reason I'm talking about threads is, generally what we use is, I use what we call leak lock. This is going to be a little bit harder to find. But I wouldn't trust myself with anything else. It's a hard setting compound. And we also like this Blue Monster tape. So generally leak lock on fittings, a couple wrapped Blue Monster tape, no problems. So get that back on my way. So it brings me to the last thing I want to talk about. If we were looking at, so this is what's left of a 3-inch gate valve in one of my other videos. Nothing wrong with it, just came out of service because we needed something that was a resilient seal. So this is a 2-inch. I unfortunately don't have a 3-inch. So what I want you to look at is count the number of threads. And I'm gonna get in there and see if I can count behind the camera. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 6.5. Now count the number of threads in there. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 9 plus. Generally, I've seen male adapters bottomed out into gate valves, and if you just look at it, if we even line these up, you know, you see the shoulders on that. Even being a 2-inch ball valve, it has more material than the gate valve does. The gate valve only has this much material to run male adapter, you know, another threaded MPT fitting into before it bottoms out. So generally, we have to tape and paste these more to create more, to take up more of that, so we don't bottom the fitting out. I've actually seen valves cracked on this backside, and the only thing I can figure is that when you bottom out a fitting against this shoulder in here, it creates tension. It's trying to pull this shoulder up away from the valve body. It will crack, and it is a hell of a time trying to find that leak, because generally water being non-compressible will pull this open, it will leak. But if you put not hydrogen, helium or air trying to find a leak, it doesn't have the same density, at least in my opinion, and it can't always force these things apart. Like I said, water's compressible maybe except at high pressure, but then you have an explosive or, you know, pressure vessel situation. But anyway, I saw that another one of those things. As you know, as I start cleaning things out, I remember different experiences I've had. And that, you know, a lot of stuff's just fairly recent. As I go through, I try and share it. You know, some people are just trying to get started. Some people just don't know, and some people want to tackle this stuff themselves. I'm always glad to share information. I'm always willing to share it if people take time to learn. So that's all I got today. Maybe I'll find that valve, that gate valve that had the hairline cracks on the back of it. So like, comment, subscribe.